What's up everyone? If you want to get more leads for your online business that leads to more sales, then you need to be watching this video. What I'm going to show you in this video is the exact strategy I used to actually get 300 leads in less than a month and how I actually implemented it to get those results. So I started using this method a couple months back and it gave me the ability to get massive amounts of traffic consistently that could then actually convert into leads and eventually sales. And being in the online business, that is the entire aim of the game. More traffic that you can convert to more leads, that you can actually convert to more sales over time. So when it comes to online business, you really got to master the art or skill of creating traffic for as little amount of money as possible. And with this method I'm going to show you, it's actually free. So you don't actually have to worry about spending large amounts of money on advertising or setting up huge amounts of kind of infrastructure. It's free traffic, which you can actually create quite easily. Then, like I said, convert it into leads and then over time into sales. Now, this is the preferred method used by literally everybody, especially if you're just starting out, to get free traffic to your offer or to your sales pages so you can actually convert that into leads and eventually sales. And you definitely want to try and keep your costs as low as possible, no matter what kind of business you're in. But if you aren't doing it right, or you don't actually have a strategy or a plan about how to go through and do it, you'll be creating content and you won't actually be growing or creating that traffic that you need so you can actually get those sales or those leads that you're looking for so you can actually grow your income and get to where you want to go in life. So the method I actually used was creating short form video content for platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And ever since TikTok came out on the marketplace with their 15-second short videos, which have now increased to 60 seconds or even 3 minutes, that has been the biggest growth generator for so many online businesses because it's a great way to actually grow your business and audience so you can actually create more leads for yourself and then obviously lead to more traffic. And I feel like I'm saying leads a lot, but that is the ultimate aim of the game because the more leads you can have, the more sales you can eventually get. And with the TikTok platform, why it became so popular is because they geared their algorithm for virality for new users. So they could actually get people on the board onto their platform, get people kind of creating content, and they just blew their accounts up because they showed it to almost everybody very, very easily. And people were more likely to kind of go, oh, I'll follow this person or that person or whatever. Kind of like the early days of Instagram and Facebook or whatever, where people kind of put out content and it just blew up quite literally overnight. And as a result of that, that's why you see all the other platforms like YouTube and Instagram and even Facebook to a certain degree now leaning into that kind of method of promoting people who create that short form video content so they can actually kind of keep people on their platform, keep the viewers there, keep the time spent on their pages there as well, because that's overall, essentially that's why these platforms exist, or that's how they actually monetize their platforms, by people staying on their platforms so they can actually spend or get advertisers spend money to promote their other products on their platforms. But just posting short form video content isn't enough. You gotta be creating content in a way that will actually resonate with the kind of audience that you want, and it has to be in a certain kind of methodology as well. Otherwise, you're just gonna be creating content for the sake of creating content and it won't be doing anything. It might get to a few people and keep them entertained for a moment, but it won't keep them engaged and actually interested in actually kind of doing anything more. So that's why I'm going to show you what you actually need to be doing, or give you a bit of an outline for your content structure so that you can actually kind of create better styled content for your audience overall. So when it comes to creating great video content, you're going to be kind of falling into one of two categories, and that's either educational or entertainment. And the reason for that is because those are the two main reasons why people actually spend time on social media. They either come on social media for entertainment, so they can actually spend time just watching videos mindlessly, just kind of de-stressing or whatever from the day, or they just might be bored and just looking for some kind of something to make them laugh, or whatever might be the reason. Or educational, where they're trying to improve some skill or kind of fill a gap in their knowledge and learn something new. And so essentially that's why people spend time on social media. So you want to try and fall into one or two of those categories, but if you can fall into both those categories at the same time and create educational entertainment content or edutainment, then you'd have a much better chance of keeping your audience engaged and taking the calls to action that you might implement during the video. So there is an actual formula to creating this content for your audience, and you want to kind of try and follow a specific kind of routine or kind of framework to that content that you're creating so that you can get that better engagement and better retention of your audience and then even growth over time. So at the start of any video, you want to hook them in as quickly as possible. And that can be by kind of throwing out an absurd kind of line, which really grabs their attention. Like saying something like 1,000 free leads in a month kind of thing, which will be like, oh, I need to get that kind of information so I can get those 1,000 leads for free so I can grow my page or whatever. Or you want to address a problem that they might be having or a specific pain point that they might be having with their current kind of area they're kind of working, depending on what niche you're in. So you might throw the line out like, are you having trouble getting some leads for your business or whatever, and then kind of lead into content from there. So first thing you want to do is throw out a nice hook so that you can kind of get the people's attention and get them kind of engaged immediately with the content you're producing. So you want to try and either address a problem kind of immediately or give them some absurd kind of bit of information where they kind of just latch onto quite quickly. Like I said, 1,000 free leads in less than a week or something ridiculous like that. And then from there, you want to kind of try and outline the solution that you might be kind of producing for them or solving for them within the video itself. Now, when you kind of go over the solution, you want to try and kind of delay the full explanation through the video, because the longer you can keep them engaged, the more they're likely going to be retained and kind of click through at the end. So you want to kind of take them through a step-by-step process of how you solve their problem, like what do you need to do to kind of get over the hurdle that they're facing or the struggles they're facing. So that's why how you want to kind of structure the middle part of that piece of content for your audience. And because it's short form content, you're going to go through it pretty quickly. You're not going to kind of explain it out like I am doing in these YouTube videos. You want to try and get to the point quite quickly and keep the content quite concise as well. After that, you want to try and get them to take a call to action, to take a next step, to actually opt into whatever offer you might be having, or to be intrigued enough to kind of take on your services or of what your business is offering. Or if you're just trying to grow your page, you can even say, hit the follow button, drop me a like. But you want to try and limit the amount of calls to action that you have, because if you have too many calls to action, it ends up kind of distracting your audience or the viewer, and they don't take any action at all. So you want to try and limit it to one piece of call to action, to either click a link at the end of the video to become a lead on the next step, or you just want them to either follow or like. So if you don't already get the hint, hit that follow button, drop me a like if you're actually enjoying this video. So that's the basic rough outline of what I actually did to create more leads for myself through the content. And like I said, more specifically, short form video content on platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And one thing you can do as well, so you can actually hit all three kind of platforms, is instead of actually recreating the content over and over and over again, or kind of creating content specifically for each platform, which you can do and is actually a decent strategy, but if you're short on time and short on ideas, you can just kind of create the one kind of piece of content, upload it to one of the platforms, and then just re-upload it on all the others. And that's a great way of actually hitting all three platforms, or all three of the major platforms, without actually having to kind of go overboard and create a huge amount of content for your audience, or spend a huge amount of time doing that. Unless you have a field production team, then by all means go nuts. So I hope you found this video useful. Don't forget, guys, let me know what you think down the bottom, and don't forget, smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys again on the next video. Cheers.